I'm the mom behind the mask. Welcome. Today, let's talk about kids' content houses. As if adolescence wasn't confusing enough, let's tack on a film schedule, collaborated friendships, meet and greets, lack of privacy, being the family's primary breadwinner, the pressure to be perfect, the pressure to perform, online criticism, snark threads, parasocial relationships. I could keep going, but I'll save you the time. Now, a content house is a group of content creators who typically, but not always, live together and make content together. And the idea of a content house is actually genius. Every member gains access to every other member's following, so every video is pretty much guaranteed to blow up. So, content houses, cool. That's where we're at. I'm not going to be the one to hate on them. But I keep seeing this pattern of things that are initially meant for adults trickling down to include children. And nowadays, if you ask a room full of kids what they want to be when they grow up, at least a few of them are going to say YouTuber. And hey, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You want to be a YouTuber? You want to find an alternative way to make a living? You don't want to go to a 9-to-5? That's fine. But that's as an adult, you're able to make those decisions. I think what's happened is that parents, for the most part, truly do want what's best for their kids. And so they see maybe that their kid might have the it factor. They see that their kid might be talented in making videos or doing something, and they know that their kid could be successful on YouTube. So they allow their child to do this career, and that's exactly what it is. It's a career as a child, and that can be very dangerous. I asked ChatGPT to give me every reason possible why children being on YouTube is a bad idea. And I know I told you I'd save you the time, but I think you need to hear it. Lack of consent and autonomy, performance pressure, identity confusion, addiction to validation, loss of privacy, disrupted schooling, stunted social development, loss of normal childhood, child labor violations, no guaranteed income, parental financial control, using children for clout or income, inappropriate content for views, emotional manipulation, pedophilic exploitation, hate and criticism, doxing and stalking, lack of legal protections, no control over digital footprint, violation of child rights, mental health issues, damaged relationships, and difficulty transitioning to adulthood. And the sad part is, there's not a child YouTuber out there who hasn't experienced at least one, if not all of these issues. So you can imagine how problematic it would be to take your child who's doing this job and experiencing these issues, and then throwing them into an environment and sometimes even a living situation with other kids who are experiencing the exact same thing. The friendships these kids make in these content houses are either completely fake for collaborative purposes, or they're based on trauma bonding. So when you have a content house for adults, okay, but when they're for kids, let's talk about the Glow House. Now, I won't talk on this one for too long because we have a much more problematic house to cover, but this is a house of teenage girls ages 14 to 20, I believe, that are aiming about talking about teen issues, about bullying, self-image, and claims to be a resource for self-improvement. These are all successful beauty and makeup TikTokers, but obviously my issue with this is they are teenagers. Are they being homeschooled? How are they being paid? How is their time being split up? Are some of them living in a house together? They are dealing with online criticism. Most of these girls have been doing this for years, and you could say that has set them up to be able to deal with the issues that they're going to face being online. But my point is, they really shouldn't be in this situation. There shouldn't be 14-year-old girls collaborating with 20-year-olds. And call me a prude, but I don't think a 14-year-old girl should even be a beauty influencer. To have them open themselves up to constant online critique about their looks. I know for me at 14 years old, if you had pointed out the pimple on my forehead, I would have been devastated. So correction, the oldest member is 19 and the youngest is 13. But you get my point, right? There's no amount of money in the world that would be enough to make me want to subject my child to constant online criticism, constant hypersexualization. And I know it looks very wholesome, but it's not. These girls will be hypersexualized by whoever it is that's watching them. Within the first 2 days of launching, they amassed 1 million followers. Are we really naive enough to believe that it's only other teenage girls who are watching them?
There is, whether you believe it or not, whether you are just sitting in your room, in the dark, on your bed, alone, whether you think that you have nobody, there is somebody that will love you just the way you are. And you never, ever have to change just to feel loved. Because again, there is someone out there that will love you just the way you are. Millions of people.
Like I said, not the most problematic house, right? Still not great. I don't like it. I don't love it, okay? But not the most problematic. So let's talk about the house that really grinds my gears. The Sweet Sisterhood. This is a content house of 8 to 11-year-olds, but it's not complete yet.
We're officially the very first members being introduced in the Sweet Sisterhood.
We are officially the third members of the Sweet Sisterhood.
Everyone, we have an announcement that we are officially the third members of the Sweet Sisterhood.
Have you heard of the Sweet Sisterhood? We're in!
A content house for little girls, basically ran by their mothers, which you would think would be a good thing until you think about the fact that their mothers have been exploiting them their entire lives. And let's not forget about some of the infamous momfluencers or momagers we've seen in the last few years. Each of these girls have been on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube their entire lives. And a lot of these families, like the Garza crew, have been called out by content creators like the Dad Challenge podcast for years, begging them to take their daughters offline because there are predators who are after them. But they know this. The issue with having these children so active online is the fact that there are grown men, and I know we don't want to admit that this is the truth, but there are grown men who are obsessed with them, who develop parasocial relationships with them, who stalk them, who come to meet and greets to see them, and to even kill them. How many influencers need to die at the hands of one of their viewers for us to finally understand that this could be a problem? Whether we want to admit it or not, these people are somewhat famous, but they don't typically have the same kind of security that, a movie star would. So unfortunately, I don't think anyone's really going to take this seriously until something happens to one of these child influencers. I don't agree with showcasing your child online, but if you're going to do it, there needs to be protections in place. There should be laws in place to protect these kids, at least physically. But that's the issue with having your child be an influencer, a content creator. There are no laws in place for anything. There are no child labor laws when it comes to content creating. There are no laws. Well, actually, there is a law that's being passed around through the states right now called the Coogan Law about paying children who are in content. But before recently, there were no laws about what happens to the money of these child creators. Look at Ryan from Ryan's World. This kid has been on YouTube for a decade and has a net worth of over $100 million. Yet there has never been a law in place where he lives to ensure that he gets the money that he earned. In most states, these child creators just have to rely on their parents to distribute their money fairly. And we know that's not always going to happen. Let me be very clear about what I'm implying here. Often, these child influencers, these content creators, they have their parents on a bankroll from an account that the parents control. And let's face it, a lot of these parents don't have experience or the knowledge to handle this kind of money, to handle this kind of work. So they have a team of people. They have accountants. They have content managers. They have marketing managers. They have people who are curating meet and greet tours, things like this. They have a team of people who need to be paid. So it's up to the parent to distribute that money in a way that's also fair to the child. But let's face it, that's not always happening. And we've seen it. How many times have we seen kids whose parents have taken all their money? They're adults and they realize there's no money. What have I worked for? And also, let's talk about the fact that children's minds change with the wind, okay? Just because these kids enjoyed making videos at first doesn't mean they enjoy doing it every day. Doesn't mean they enjoy batch creating. There's no laws in place for labor laws and how long they can be working. And we've seen it, especially in content houses where kids have been forced to work 10, 12, 16-hour days filming videos. You cannot tell me that the kids are enjoying that the entire time. They're not. There's times when these kids have to wake up and go to meet and greets or go to photo shoots and things like that. Kids don't want to wake up to do that. This is the classic case of when something turns from a hobby into a job, into a career. A child should not have a career. A child shouldn't be responsible for paying the mortgage of their home, or for paying for the family vehicle, or paying any of the bills in the house. Not a single bill should come from a child. They shouldn't be responsible for paying for vacations, and they damn sure shouldn't be responsible for paying for their mother's plastic surgery or their father's hair implants. Let's be honest, lifestyle inflation exists, and when these parents are having more money come in, they're going to change their lifestyle. They're going to drive nicer cars and get nicer clothes and go on bigger trips, and you could say, well, the child doesn't know that's coming from them. You really think that? You think they don't know that? You think that eventually they don't put two and two together? Even though the parent is in charge of the account and they're paying for the trips, they're moving the money from the account to the Airbnb or to whatever they're doing with it, right? The child doesn't see that happening. But what happens when a child is a child and doesn't want to record a video, doesn't want to meet a deadline of a partnership or a collab? What if they start crying in the middle of a video because they just don't want to do it anymore? Well, I'll show you what happens.
Do that. Your brother's gonna do it in the car. Get in your seat now. Let's go. Come on. Love you. Can you say hey to everybody? Do you know where your brush is? Huh?
I don't want to be in there. I don't want to be in there.
Hey, all right, bye. She doesn't want to be on camera, so we gotta go. Bye.
Sorry.
It's okay. If you don't want to be on it, that's fine. All right, here. Bye, y'all. And she loves doing videos. And if she doesn't, then we do what? Then we're like, okay, well, we just won't do them anymore. That's what I told her. Because mommy will find another way to make money. Okay?
So you can see her in the mirror, scolding her daughter for not wanting to be on live, telling her, get up, sit up. And she doesn't want to do it. She's crying. She's upset. And her mom gets fed up and says, okay, well, she doesn't want to be on video. We got to go. And the poor girl is like, sorry, knowing that this is something she is supposed to be doing, she needs to be doing. And to me, it seems like she's afraid she's going to get in trouble for not doing it. Because, yeah, she's on live, so her mom's going to say, no, you don't want to do it, it's fine. But I guarantee when they make videos and her daughter's being difficult or uncooperative, she's not as lenient. And then you have the second clip when she says, yeah, she loves making videos, but if she doesn't want to make a video, I just tell her, we'll just stop. We just won't make videos anymore. As if, okay, if you don't want to make a video today, we'll just stop it all. That's, in my opinion, manipulation, because it's telling your daughter, if you don't want to make a video today, we just won't ever do it again. Don't worry, we just won't ever do it again. I'll find another way to make money. How sad is that?
Can't wait for her to bring her home and be part of our family. Put your hand right here. Pray for us. We appreciate it. Love you guys. Bye. Come here. Come closer for the video. Come closer. Come closer. Put your head right here. Come closer. Closer down. Put your head down here. Act like you're crying. Really quick.
I am crying.
Go like this.
No, Mom, I'm actually seriously crying.
No, I know, but go like this for the video. Go like this. Put one hand up. Go like this. No, go like this. Put your hand like this. But let them see your mouth. Let them see your mouth.
No, Mom, I'm actually crying.
Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
I'm actually crying.
I know. Look at me. Look at me. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Okay. It's okay. It's okay.
So what you just witnessed was Jordan Cheyenne and her son after their family dog passed away. and she was trying to get a thumbnail photo for her YouTube video. How sad. Her son is visibly upset, and all she cares about is getting the perfect thumbnail. Now, I do want to say, Jordan Cheyenne has addressed this multiple times because it keeps resurfacing, apologized, said she's grown from it, and I don't think she makes nearly as much content as she used to, so I'll give her that. And I know she wants this video to disappear, but I don't think it should, and not because of her, nothing against her specifically, but I think this should resurface every so often, because this is the reality for these YouTube families. This is the reality. She forgot to cut this out of the video, accidentally posted it. And this is the reality of families who are trying to get the perfect thumbnail photo. We should never forget that. So the Sweet Sisterhood, and of course they are collabing with the Glow House, the Sweet Sisterhood shouldn't be a thing. These are shitty parents who care more about money than their child's well-being. That's my opinion, and it's not going to change. If you're still here, I thank you for your time, and I hope this has made you look a little deeper into child influencing and child content houses. Subscribe if you like.